Hello there, MGC here. It's been a while, I know, but I've recently gotten back into Honkai Star Rail and fell down into that rabbit hole, and I've caught up with the story of 2.0 and the Penacony story, and I'm eagerly waiting 2.1 with the release of a character, Acheron. And today, uh, Star Rail has released the Myriad Celestia trailer for Acheron, the Kyoden, a cleave across the Transient world. I'm very actually excited about this because I'm pretty sure this is going to go into her origins and hint at a lot of who Acheron really is or was or both. Um, they kind of hinted at this in their live stream featuring the 2.1 stuff. Like they're announcing the characters when they were talking about Acheron. They were, you know, hinting at her origins, mainly her horns. I personally already know who she is. Anyone who's played Honkai Impact Third knows who she is because we all, as the dev said, Acheron is not her real name. It is a name she's just using as a cover up. And what her real name is, well, they have yet to determine. They have not yet to determine. They have yet to say. But for those who know, no. And if you were there for my stream when I was streaming Star Rail during Penacony, you know that as soon as she says, call me whatever you like, I completely called her a different name. But we're gonna watch this trailer and see what I can nitpick out of this in terms of little Easter eggs from Honkai Impact Third.
Do you still remember why Izumo forged these blades?
Izumo, okay, that's a new name.
Because in times past, when the Yao Yorozu no Kami descended here, they brought death and disaster on this world and its people.
Yao Yozoro no Kami.
To save the world, Izumo splintered 70,033 blades and forged them into the 12 Sentinels.
Jesus Christ.
The first was Truth, forged by the Sovereign of Revelation.
Hello there, this is MJ from the future. After watching this over and over and looking at the design of the swords and the order that they are mentioned, it makes me realize that the 12 swords he's talking about is very reminiscent to the 12 to 14 Hershers in Honkai Impact Third. Now, I'm going to be continuing the video, letting it go through, and pausing between each one as they are being talked about, starting with the first one, where we are right now. The first was Truth, which is the Hersher of Reason and Truth, which, well, Welt was the Hersher of Reason, so maybe we're going to get more story from him in the near future. Hopefully, we'll see.
It could teach mortals the way of the law and create miracles from the deconstruction of all things. The second was Sky, forged by the eternal Zenith.
A Hersher of the Void.
It could form a barrier from the firmament and prevent the innumerable gods of misery from passing through.
Okay.
The third was Howl, able to summon lightning.
And the Howl is the Hersher of Thunder.
To rend the heavens and meteors to rain down divine punishment.
That sword looks familiar.
The fourth was Mist, able to break earth and tear cloud with biting wind.
Okay, never seen that design before. Mist is the Hersher of Wind. I don't think.
The fifth was Frost.
Frost is the Hersher of Ice. That looks
freezing
familiar.
The land in an instant.
That kind of looks like Sakura's blade.
The sixth was Fate.
Fate is an interesting one. It is both the Hersher of Death and Rebirth.
The restless cycle of life and death.
Oh, that's pretty.
Then there was Flare.
The seventh was Flare. Flare can be the Hersher of Flamesion or Fire, or both.
Thought.
The eighth was Thought. Thought is the Hersher of Sentience. Oh. The ninth was Root. Root is interesting. It could be either the Hersher of Earth or the Hersher of Stars. Not entirely sure which one it is. I think it'd be Stars, but it makes more sense to be Earth. But personally, I think it's Stars. Oh.
Form.
The 10th was Form, and Form is the Hersher of Domination.
Bind.
The 11th was Bind. Bind is the Hersher of Binding. Yeah.
Ma.
The 12th was Ma. Ma is the Hersher of corruption.
With those sentinels, we seized on tomorrow's expectation, winning victory after victory, until
All of them were broken.
Who's
The price
this
of
male?
every victory was a world in its entirety.
Yeah, who's his second voice?
And in the end, that entirety was lost. And so Izumo splintered 12 sentinels and forged them into 2 bearers. The first was Origin.
Ooh,
The second
okay.
was End.
Now, the 12 blades were broken down and made into 2 blades. One was Origin, the other was End. These are parallels of the Hersher of Origin and the Hersher of End / finality. Okay.
The world
Origin.
forged 70,047 blades, and only one could save Izumo. But you and I both know the road to salvation does
Wait,
not
that music cue.
exist.
Hold on.
There is no trace of tomorrow.
Oh my god. There.
Resisting the Kamigami, humanity will eventually become Oni.
I'll talk about it after.
We pawned everything, all for the destruction of 2 worlds.
It's slightly different, but oh my god.
In times past, Takamagahara, upon which the Kami descended, was surely as beautiful as Izumo. So, do you still remember why Izumo forged these blades?
because of a lie. An end that never existed. We long since strode into their shadow. Each step forward one that we can never walk back. Until the last blade is forged
Oh.
into... Not.
Oh, so that's the name of her sword. When those 2 broke, a new blade was created from that, and also seemingly from Acheron's blood. Don't know if that's actually important or not, but I think it is. Being the sword Not. Now, Not isn't anywhere in Honkai Impact 3rd as far as I am aware. So this new being, God, Kami, whatever, in this universe, it is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see where the story of that sword goes and where its conclusion comes to. But those are pretty much the swords and their direct correlation to Honkai Impact 3rd, which there's so many correlations in this trailer that have to do with Honkai Impact 3rd. But yeah, I thought I'd, stop, break it down, and just point out that, like, hey, each of these swords are just basically talking about Hershers from Honkai Impact 3rd. So let's just continue on with the video uninterrupted from my, future self. Oh. Oh, she lost her horns. She lost her horns when she forged Not. When she forged Not with her own blood.
I knew this world was fleeting. And
Her
yet...
home.
And yet...
Damn. So her home's gone too. Why is everyone's homes just disappearing? Oh, Jesus. Okay. There's a lot to unpack there. Her music. Throughout parts of the music, and I noticed near the end, when she started doing combat, that there's certain cues in the song which is very reminiscent and has the same notes as Hersher of Thunder's song, World Diva. Here we go. So this is what Hersher of Thunder actually looks like. And you can see that the horns are very similar in color. You kind of look at the colors, you kind of look at how her outfit is made, and then you look at that, and it's like, it's almost the same in color scheme. So I feel like the sword is sort of a direct link to Herrscher of Origin, not only in name but in design look. And obviously, her with the horns is, as I showed, very reminiscent of Raiden May, Herrscher of Thunder. Okay, now let's listen. Listen very carefully. You got to listen to the notes.
Origin. The second was end. The world forged
Here.
70,047 blades, and only one could save Izumo. But you and I both know the road to salvation does not exist. There is no trace of tomorrow.
And then, so it starts kind of like here.
The first was origin. The second was end. The world forged. The second was end.
Here.
The world forged 70,000 and
That little, that kind of like upring of da 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 da. So there's that, and then there's when she's right here.
the road of Izumo. But you and I both know the road to salvation does not exist. There is no trace of tomorrow. Resisting the Kamigami, humanity will eventually become Oni. We pawned everything for the destruction of two worlds.
And then immediately after the part that we just went over. So it's not one for one, but like it's like 90% of it is very much World Diva motif. Like it is like people who know Honkai Impact Third, who are going to be watching this trailer, are going to pick up that, hey, that's World Diva. Like, without a doubt in my mind, this is Acheron's name is actually Raiden May, or just May. But here's the real question that I have now, knowing this, is it actually Raiden May from Impact Third and has done what Welt has done and found a way to essentially universe hop to a different dimension, or dimension hop, I should say, to a different universe? Or is it an alternate universe Raiden May coming to this universe? Like a different Honkai Impact's Third's Raiden May coming to this universe? It makes me wonder. So we'll have to wait and see. We've already got our first animated short trailer with Black Swan, which was their first meet, which was a prequel to our arrival to Penacony. Because if you pay attention, when you meet Acheron a second or third time in Penacony, I think it's the third time in the dream world, she mentions meeting Black Swan and said that, oh, I had a dance with her.
I thought your heightened perception was caused by something the elegant memo keeper might have left in your mind. Now it seems to me there are many more special beings like her in this dream.
Oh, who's she?
Shortly after we parted ways, I wandered into a ball without realizing it. A lady wearing a black veil invited me to dance. It was my first dance, and it was an unforgettable experience.
And when you were right before you were about to arrive in Penacony, when you enter a dreamscape, if you talk to the bubble images of Black Swan and Sparkle. Uh, Black Swan basically tells Sparkles like, I have a dance partner already picked out for me. It's like I've already picked out my dance partner, and she's talking about Acheron, which leads up to the animated short of the Rondo.
Memo Keeper, do you think you can just leave?
I'm sorry. The dance partner of my choice, I've already chosen.
And then after that, we arrive at Pentaconi, and shit goes down. Things proceed at a pace, which is interesting. I'll probably have a video on Rondo because I want to break down some things there that I don't think a lot of people kind of either haven't noticed or just I don't want to say misinterpret, but probably interpret a different way, which is Black Swan's reaction to the other side of Acheron, whatever this this bleh, this version of her, whoever this is, whoever she is. This could be Izumo. This could be Izumo's spirit for all we know. Um, it's the only thing I have to go on based off of her trailer here, because Izumo's the only name that comes up, and I don't know of any other Mei that has white hair. So that's the only thing I got going on. Maybe it's like the spirit of Izumo who's wielding not, because from what I could tell, when it's Acheron using her sword, it's it just looks like Origin. But when she uses her ult, it looks like not, and her hair goes white. So maybe it's Izumo using not and Acheron using Origin. I have to see, but that's all I got going on.